It is that time once again, Monster Jam fans. Welcome to Science Series number 2, Season 13. We have quite the lineup here. Plenty of familiar names. And no new names now that I think about it. Maybe the next Science Series. The track is about the same as last time. The triples are in the same spot, except I changed the ramp on that one over there. And of course, changed the colors. And they'll be clearing some mega cans and going over a tabletop. Will they clear the tabletop too? Well, when I was testing it with Thunder Roars, he tried to. Plenty of familiar names, but some of them have new looks, such as Spider-Man over there, and Classroom Crusher. Oh, and Tailgater. I was going to debut that for the World Finals last year, but I never got around to it. Anyways, let's look at our field of trucks. So we got me and JCB Dickatron, Mark Wolf 05 Studios and Gravedigger, and Willis Impressionist and Gravedigger 10, a newcomer. Welcome, Will. Happy to have you. Caden Wilson 8190 and Gravedigger the Legend, Cody Armstrong and Max D, Kenny D, MJ Fanboy 2203 and Sparkle Smash, Antonio Rodriguez III and Classroom Crusher Smash and Bash, Eli Curie 21 and El Toro Loco, Roanoke Spawning and Thunder Roars, Spin Master Monster Jam and Lucas Stabilizer, Introvert Drew and Megalodon once again, Eric Crawford and Spider-Man, Delta King and 369 and Venom, Monster Jam Digging in Avenger, Monster Jam Fox 68 and Rage, Shadow vs. Ghost and Jester, Metal Health Racing and Excalibur, Nathan Webb and Bigfoot, Monster Jam Collective Racing and Rhynamite, Mayhem Fan 33 and Tailgater, and MT Dana Gosh and Twisted Addiction. Well, there's one more truck. And here he comes. Now that's how you make an entrance. Alright, this wasn't the new look I was hyping up. That one's still a work in progress. This one's filling in until it is ready. From out of the shadows and into the stadium lights, it's all blue on black. And please welcome Cairo, Harrison, and Nightwalker. This is round number 1, Monster Truck Racing. Alright, here we go. Round 1, we got JCB Dickatron racing out of the red lane, taking on Twisted Addiction in the blue lane. Twisted Addiction being driven by Matt. I forgot his name for a second. And Matt Anagosh. I think I'm saying that last name right. Who normally drives Raminator in real life. He drove it in Lebanon. Nice guy. But he's trading trucks. Switching out the Dodge for a Chevy. Or Ford, sorry. Alright, anyways. Dickatron, Twisted Addiction. Down we go. And props for Twisted Addiction. And JCB Dickatron, despite snapping in half, will advance to round 2. Alright, next up, racing out of the red lane, representing Team Scream, it's Rage. Taking on Rhynamite in the blue lane, representing Team Bigfoot and Hot Wheels Monster Trucks. Yeah, this is a Bigfoot truck now. It's running on a Bigfoot chassis. And honestly, it doesn't look bad. Second time Bigfoot's run a 3D body. Anyways, down they go. And something is up with the blue lane. It's sending them into the triple. So Rage will advance. Rhynamite? Nope. And next up in round 1 racing out of the red lane, coming back with the white body, it's Tailgater. And racing out of the blue lane, it's Lucas Stabilizer. Meanwhile, since Tailgater's run, Millie's back, running alongside his teammate. He's got some stuff stuck to the tire. Alright, tire's cleared off. Let's go racing. And Lucas Stabilizer breaking the blue lane curse and taking down Tailgater for the win. Alright, Charlie Pockins driven both trucks. It's the Battle of the Bow Tie. Racing out of the red lane, it's Excalibur taking on Gravedigger number 10 in the blue lane. And they both stuff it into the tabletop, but Gravedigger's able to keep it going and advances to round 2. And I put that down ramp a little too far. Should have put it right there. Oh well. Alright, next up in round 1. Found both trucks on my way back from Monster Jam. So we got Spider-Man in the red lane running a pickup body this time, which is honestly not that bad. Taking on the Smash and Bash Classroom Crusher in the blue lane. I love these Smash and Bash trucks. I hope they never stop doing them. You know, if Max C was still around, that would be a perfect truck to do a Smash and Bash truck of. Have the chassis snap in half, because that sounds like a Tom Menz thing. But anyways, enough of my rambling. Let's go racing. And problem for Classroom Crusher snaps in half, and Spider-Man will move on to round 2. And they switched sides too. That's weird. Alright, the lights are back on. I forgot to turn them on. I just turned them off for intros. Anyways, next up in round 1 racing, we got Bigfoot in the red lane taking on Max D in the blue lane. Max D dominated freestyle last time, hoping to get a racing win and even more freestyle wins and more racing wins. They're hoping to turn their luck around this year. Both trucks want to take down Gravedigger, but who will face someone in the second round? And it's going to be Max D. Yay.
Eddie, we are in round 1 racing now.
Next up in round 1 racing, got Gravedigger the Legend in the red lane, signed by Adam Anderson, taking on Venom in the blue lane. And down they go, and it's going to be Gravedigger the Legend. They are tearing the crap out of that ramp. I don't know if you got... Yeah, it's a tabletop. They're slamming right into the ramp. I misplaced the down ramp. And that's my bad. Alright, next up in round 1 racing, we got Jester taking on El Toro Loco. Both trucks I saw recently in St. Louis. And so help me, they better let Joe Foley come back, because he got screwed, man. It's nobody's fault, it happens, but he needs to come back and be given a second chance. Anyways, Jester, El Toro Loco, just delayed, Crazy Bull, down they go. And what a move by Jester, but too bad Eddie cost him the win. El Toro Loco will advance to round 2. Alright, next up in round 1 racing, we got Gravedigger in the red lane, taking on Sparkle Smash in the blue lane. This Gravedigger I got in St. Louis. It's the first ever Spin Master Gravedigger that was ever released. Yeah, I already got it, but I don't know. I don't even know why I got it. I just did. Free will, that's why. Anyways, Digger taking on Sparkle. Down they go. And they both do a front flip, but Sparkle Smash comes out on top, advancing to round 2. And next up in round 1 racing, we got Thunder Roars in the red lane, taking on Avenger in the blue lane. The Nomad Avenger, which I own a piece of on my keychain. One of my greatest flexes. My fiberglass collection is slowly growing. That being my biggest piece. Anyways, Thunder Roars Avenger, down they go. And why are they all doing front flips all of a sudden? I don't know, but what I do know is Avenger is moving on to round 2. And the last race of round 1. In the red lane, it's Megalodon taking on Nightwalker in the blue lane. Yeah, updated look. I try to add more details to the fur by adding some gray lines and tail. Trying to make it more different than the werewolf truck. Is that wheel messed up? Yeah, it looks like it's the rim insert, but that won't stop him. That's just for looks anyway. And Megalodon versus Nightwalker. Normally Introvert Drew's in this truck, but now he's taking on the Walker. Down they go. And what a race. Nightwalker advancing to round 2. Alright, before we move on to round 2, it's time for a fast loser race. So we got Rhinomite, Twisted Addiction, and Classroom Crusher. Who's going to take on Nightwalker in round 2? And coming out on top, coming back for revenge, is Classroom Crusher. Alright, round 2 racing. Degatron taking on Rage. And problems for Degatron and Rage will advance to round 3. And next up in round 2 racing, we got Gravedigger taking on Lucas Stabilizer. And Gravedigger flew high, trying to go for the triple, but it cost him the win. Lucas Stabilizer will advance to round 2, or 3. I always do that. And next up in round 2, Spider-Man taking on Max D. And Spider-Man front flipping his way to victory. Sounds like something the real Spider-Man would do. Taking down Max D and advancing to round 3. And after this, I'm going to pee. And next up in round 2, Gravedigger the Legend taking on El Toro Loco. And Gravedigger the Legend trying to clear El Toro Loco in midair, but he failed, and El Toro Loco will advance to round 3. And next up in round 2, Avenger taking on Sparkle Smash. And Avenger, what a save. Did the same move as Gravedigger 10, but only this time it worked in his favor and gets an awesome save out of it. What a win for Avenger, who is advancing to round 3 and looking to get another racing championship here on this channel. Tough break for Sparkle Smash, though. And the last race of round 2, Classroom Crusher taking on the Nightwalker. And Nightwalker has been defeated. Classroom Crusher advancing to round 3. Alright, no fast loser race, although I can see that there's going to be one by the end of the semifinals. This is round 3, Lucas Stabilizer taking on Rage. And Rage will not be getting the win, coming down hard. Well, they both do. They're tearing the crap out of this tabletop. And Lucas Stabilizer will advance to the semifinals. And next up for round 3, Spider-Man taking on El Toro Loco. And they both go over. El Toro Loco slams into the tanker truck, but he gets the win, moving on to the semifinals. And last up for round 3, Avenger taking on Classroom Crusher. The Chevy Nomad versus the school bus. And Avenger is going to the racing finals, or semifinals. Can Avenger win it again? And this is the last fast loser race. Yeah, we just got done with semifinals. What am I saying? Anyways, we got Thunder Roars, Excalibur, and Venom. Oh, it's close, but going to the semifinals, it will be Thunder Roars. Alright, this is the semifinal round. I didn't mean to say that we just got done with semifinals. I forgot what we were doing for a second. So this is the semifinals. Lucas Stabilizer taking on El Toro Loco. And it's going to be Lucas Stabilizer. And who's going to take on Lucas Stabilizer in the finals? Will it be Avenger or will it be Thunder Roars? And going to the racing finals once again, it's Avenger. And here we go. This is the finals. It all comes down to this. 2 trucks, but only one winner. Racing out of the red lane, representing Lucas Oil, is Spin Master Monster Jam and Lucas Stabilizer. And racing out of the blue lane, the head of Team Scream. Looking to get another racing championship here. It's Monster Jam Digging MIA and Avenger. Somebody's got to win. Somebody's got to lose. And it's time to go racing right here, right now. And getting another racing win, it's Avenger. Last time it was the Nitro Neon one, now it's the Nomad one. That's crazy. Avenger is on a roll this year. And nice jump there. Can he keep it up? Can he double down, is the question. Or even triple down. To do that, he would have to win Triple Threat Racing and Freestyle. Well, yeah, that will conclude racing. Congratulations to Monster Jam Digging in My, and good luck to you in Triple Threat Racing. And you know what? I think I'm going to put something there for them to crush. Yeah. Alright. See you in Triple Threat Racing.